The next one is from the aerospace industry. So with this one, it was more long-range scanning. So these are different examples of long-range scanners or medium-range scanners. So this one, I believe, was scanned with different positions, kind of like these scanners right here, whether it's the focus or the ray, right? So these different scanners were moved around inside of this aircraft and captured all of this information and modeled this and live transferred over to NX, right? So it captured all this piping and the envelope that it was inside so of this aircraft here. So we'll go ahead and I'll jump over to Design X. In just a second. There we go. All right, so this is really neat. Let's go ahead and hide the mesh. Here is all of the information. We'll hide surfaces, see all the piping inside. Now with this one, I'll go ahead and roll back through some of it, but some of it I might just click on and go back to different spots within the history, right, to show how that was created. For example, look at this. We created a sweep, a 3D sweep with this. Now we do have a tool that's very interesting that you can use to create sweeps, a pipe wizard, which is amazing. If you come over here, this pipe wizard, it'll allow you, I'm just going to go in it and hit the F1 to come in and see here. So if you go into the tool and hit F1, it'll take you to the help of that specific tool. I think that's industry standard for lots of different software, but you'll see here with the pipe wizard and the sweep are two different tools here. Pipe wizard just has a more strict pipe radius because with pipes you're generally using the same radii throughout the entire run, generally, right? Unless it's like some sort of automotive exhaust that they need different radius. But for like general hydraulic lines, they try to keep it the same. So you can say that the specific pipe radius or use the same one throughout. With sweep, it's a little more flexible and free to follow with different radii. So that's kind of the difference there. There's some slightly different options in here too. But if I just select a piece of scan data, and it's easy to use region grouping to do so, you can then say pipe wizard, select that region, and then it will automatically calculate the center line, draw a profile, and sweep it along that, just like this image shows right here. And then you have the ability to tweak the interpolation of that center line here. So you can see here from long range data how you can create and fit that. And this is going through every single option, but you can plug in the roughness and it will smooth out and create your center line through there. So it does a phenomenal job at extracting this. So you see that is what the pipe wizard tool is, and it was used, it was used a lot on this. So we'll just point that out there. So if you say sweep here, we'll just come back and hit edit on that. And then we'll turn the mesh on. And there will be a little bit of thinking on this one, just because it is a pretty crazy model. And it's not a big deal to do this on your own machine when you're not in a meeting, but when you're recalculating it on a meeting, that's a little bit of work there. So you see here, we fit that to that run here. And you can do it manually as well. I'm just pointing out some of the automatic tools that help you help you work with this. Now, if you will remember, you can see there's a lot going on here. There's a couple different ways of working on a project here where you have internal and external parts. Sometimes I actually, this person did not do this, but sometimes I like to separate the scans into separate meshes. So I will select all the exterior sometimes. It just depends, and make it a separate mesh in the tree. This one is the same mesh in the tree right now. You see if I just hide or show. But you can select the exterior and separate that out. That way you can just see the interior the whole time. Or another way you can do that is what we talked about on one of our other webinars, is the fact that I can come over to View Clip. And with View Clip, I can drag the box around. And then when I hit OK, now I've limited it to just that area to see just what's there. Right? So that's really cool to be able to adjust the view clip. Now, one thing that's important is view clip is this persistent command that's like on in the background, and it's very easy to forget that it's still on and even open up like other files with it still on. So you have to remember that it's on and turn it off. See, to put everything, all the scan data back. So really interesting thing that I wanted to point out there. Now, another thing that we talked about in the past that I just wanted to highlight again is just that ability to come over here under view and go to walkthrough, right? Now, walkthrough is really neat. It's sometimes people just don't understand how it works, so it can be frustrating when you first use it because you're not sure how the walkthrough mode is. But walkthrough mode is, instead of rotating the object on screen and you're outside, the object's sitting here and you're outside and you're rotating around, walkthrough or rotating the object around. Walkthrough is rotating your camera around and moving it. So the best way to do this, and what I'm doing now, is once you go into walkthrough mode, is scroll on your mouse wheel to walk forward, up, down, wherever, as you walk through here to look at everything that was modeled. So you see we have this modeled, all of this. They wanted all of that. And the way we do that, again, is using the pipe wizard, or the manual way of building one is to go ahead and extract out a center line. So if I just come over here, turn off walkthrough mode, and hide these. But you can select an area. So if I come back over here, and we'll just go over how to extract a center line from the scan here. And we'll maybe go to a view clip again and just find some real basic area. That's good enough. And we'll go ahead and turn some sketches off. Let's condense this and turn some sketches off. Turn the 3D sketches off. There we go. I think that I should do it this way. And we'll do a shift, hide all of them, because I'm going to add another one here. There we go. So we'll just select this guy right here. So I have a region that we've created, and if I come over to polyline, I can say I want to fit a polyline, and you have different options here. So I can say, hey, this is a pipe. Find the center polyline from that pipe. And then I can hit OK. And actually hit OK that time. There we go. And you see here, yes, I only have a portion of it. So it's going to miss some areas, but that's not a problem at all. All I have to do is come over to 3D Sketch here and say I want to create a spline. Let's go back in there. There we go. And I'm just doing this fast for the meeting, right? Just to show the concept of how I would do this. And then we'll hide the mesh there. So here, see how we were able to get that. So we calculated a polyline from the center, and then this is just one way to make it. That's all. I'm just showing you. And then I can put a plane on the end of my polyline, normal to a point and a vector, and then create a sketch and sweep it along that. Very simple to do, right? But I just wanted to show like that's how you would do it manually, but that's how the software is actually with the pipe wizard is able to extract that for you in here. And then the other thing with the wizards that's really powerful is if you use a wizard to select and give me that pipe, it's giving you the history. So it gives you the polyline, it gives you the sketch and the profile, so you can edit that feature and make changes to it. So if it's not exactly what you want to start off with, then you can actually recreate it with what it gave you. So it's not just like I created a CAD model, it's done. You can stop and fix that and make it what you want and continue to move on with wizards. They're not just throwing stuff over a wall. It's creating features that you can edit. So that's a really powerful tool there. So I'll go ahead and turn off my view clip. And we'll just show a couple other sections of this workflow here. So I'll just roll back just to show a little bit of an overview of what they did to create this. So roll forward here. So I'm going to roll back to the beginning, and it looks like they modeled the exterior first. And I'm going to jump forward because this is a really long history tree, and I'm sure you guys don't want to just sit here and walk through every step with me. But you can see here that if I go ahead and toggle on my sketches, we went ahead, let's go forward to the loft, created that loft, and then I'm going to jump forward a few more steps. You can see how they're able to create some profiles, sketches there along the way, and then loft that across. And then I will jump forward a few more. Let's find a good spot here. So there, you'll see that lofted it, and then these ribs here on the plane that we went ahead and trimmed together, and I'll hide and show it here once it finishes updating the preview here on the screen. So if I hide the mesh, you'll see basically just simplifying this down, fitting your surfaces, trimming them together, cutting them. You see here, this is just a tool body. Same thing with this one as well. So I'll just go ahead and jump forward another 50-ish steps. So now they're working on the bottom section, piecing that there. And we'll just wait for that to, there we go. And I'll turn on the mesh so you can see where we're at while we're doing this. So this is a cutout of the doorway on the side that they've created by using the silhouette there. And then I will go to just before the sweeps start, somewhere around here. So this project essentially has two stages. One of them is capturing the exterior shapes to know where they interface. So having this exterior space and knowing where everything is on the outer shell. You see here's all the extra pieces here for cutting the windows and everything. All the different pieces. Really cool. And this was the loft wizard on the side. And then mirrored across, you see here, it's a surface loft on this side first, and then mirrored across. And then trim everything in, trim, trim, trim. And then begins the piping after that. So if I just roll forward here, fitting pipe after pipe after pipe to know where those are. We'll just rotate in a second here. Just takes it a second to load up there. So now we're into fitting all the pipes and stuff as well. And then let's just roll back all the way to the end. So this is a really neat application of aerospace. The aircraft last a long time, right? And there's lots of different aircraft where they have to source different products for a long period of time in the manufacturing world. So we have lots of aircraft in the air where they last so long. So being able to get replacement parts and aftermarket for all kinds of designs here, it makes scanning for this extremely valuable to be able to capture all of this information and bring it in and work with it to be able to get the piping locations and where everything is, and then even model all these individual parts or the exterior. So you see that we modeled like all of the pipes, the exterior, and all kinds of different components that we're going to and from in here. Just a really neat application of being able to model all of this stuff in 3D space and then get it over to NX is where they were getting it over to. So if they're making modifications, let's say that we're going to convert this plane over to a shipping plane, like a FedEx plane, then they might want to scan all that so they know where to move things around and reposition everything to make modifications and do different things with the plane. So there's lots of different applications here why this is valuable.